Okay, welcome to the introduction of Flask. In the last video I showed you how to install Python and pip and Flask and goodness knows what, and now we're going to try and use it. So first I have to write myself a program. We went to a lot of trouble to get hold of Flask, so I'm saying from Flask import big F Flask. So the Flask with the big F is the object. I'm going to save this file. This is going on the D drive in the world folder. I'm sure I've got a folder called world somewhere. World, there it is. Okay, and I'm going to call this server0.py. So it's a Python program and it's going to be a server. So I do the import and I then create an instance of Flask, and I think you pass in name there, which will be main in most cases, and then we run it. So app.run. Okay, now we can specify things like host equals, I'm pretty sure that's a mask, and that says what things it'll go for. That should work. Okay, so that's creating a Flask object, an application, and then running it. Save that, and let's use a PowerShell. So open a PowerShell. Here's our PowerShell. Go to the D drive and go to the world directory, and let's Python server0. Run that. Cool. Okay, so that's the server running, and it's running on port 5000. Let's see what happens when I visit location 5000. So I've got an ordinary web browser here. I'm using Chrome, but it should work with anything. And let's go for localhost 5000. And that's good. It looks like we connected to the server. Can you see that responded? It tried to get slash and it reported a 404. There was no such page, but it is communicating with the server. I can stop the server, Control C should stop it. Yep, that's the server stopped. If I try and reload that page, now it gets rejected. Okay, there's nothing listening at port 5000. When the server's running, then something is listening. Reload, and I get a 404. Fantastic. Okay, let's make this do something. So I create an application. That is to say, I create a Flask object and I run that Flask object, listening at that. A couple of things. Let's listen at my favorite port. My favorite port is 8080, and let's also have debug, because let's face it, who gets this thing right first time? So save that and stop that and run it again. Okay, now the debug is active, and when I visit a page I get the 404 not found. No. Oh, I've changed port, didn't I? I changed port to 8080. Okay, so I get the 404 error. Fantastic. Everything is going fine so far. Let me try and arrange my windows so that I can get to everything I want. So I want a web page. Typically, this is the way I'm doing all of my web development. I've got three things going on. This thing here I'm hoping I won't have to look at very often. This thing here is what the output looks like, and this is the server that I'm writing. Okay, first thing to do is to get it to respond to things. So there's a decoration. What we can do is we can make up a method. So let's have top page. Top page is a function or a method, and it will return hello world. That's traditionally it, but this is HTML. Let's just make it clear that it's HTML by putting an HTML tag in there. So we'll have an h1 tag. So that delivers a page. Because I made the change, we should see here, when I make a change, it reloads it. Let's just try that. This happens in debug mode. Let's put in an exclamation mark there. Whoops, I've done something wrong. I'll put that up in a quote somehow. Okay, exclamation mark there. Now, when I save that, we should see the server stopping and restarting. So I'm going to click on save, and we'll watch the server stop and restart. You see it detected a change and it's restarted. So now when I reload, nothing's happening still. Still not working. I'm still getting the 404, still getting that error there, and that's because it doesn't know that this top page is associated with the address slash. Turns out that when you don't put anything in there, it's slash. Okay, so I can tell it that by decorating it. So I think it is app root. So I can say app root and then specify the path I'm interested in, and that associates that path with this method. Save that. That thing restarts, reload. Hello world. Okay, fantastic. We can put in a second path if we like, so if I copy that and paste it, I can make in a second path. This is Andrew was here, and this is no longer the top page, this is the AWH page, and that returns hello world, Andrew was here. A bit self-congratulatory. I reload that. The top page hasn't changed any, but we've now got, in addition, /AWH. Andrew was here. Not only that, but we can make a web. If we put in something here, if we put in a reference, so I could put in some more HTML, ahref equals /Andrew was here, and they say, where is Andrew? That should be where was Andrew. Save that, go back to my top page, so reload that, and it says where was Andrew. I can click on that link, and that link I was going to, well, you can't see it. When I hover over that, you can see down there it says localhost :8080/AWH, and it says Andrew is here. Okay, we've got a genuine web. We've got a bunch of web pages that are linked to each other. Okay, not that many, but this is the web. Okay, in the next video we're going to start dealing with some data. We're going to move away from this slightly silly example, and we're going to start dealing with some data, and that will be server 1 we're dealing with.